National Speaker and Sound, Colorado's leading provider of pro audio music equipment. Right across the street from Herman's Hideaway at 1559 South Broadway.
National Speaker, where the pros shop.
World Viral.
National Speaker and Sound with a Pro Shop, Colorado's leading supplier of pro audio musical equipment with the highest quality guitars, basses, and amps on the planet. From a single cable to PA and lighting systems, DJ and recording equipment, National Speaker and Sound represents over 90 brands. EV, JBL, Mackie, PRS, Nash, Fox, and Mesa Boogie for the serious musician. National Speaker and Sound service departments are unrivaled in the region with our certified electronics repair and speaker reconing. Our commercial division is Colorado's leading audiovisual installation contractor. Shop with the experts or visit us online at nationalspeaker.com.
All right, Music Buzz Live. We're back here in Studio A. Thank you so much for joining us, Denver Open Media, as well as World Viral TV.
What up, y'all?
My name is Moose. We got Chad Drew here. We got Chad H. We got CT back there in the Broncos hat. That's the biggest logo I've ever seen on any of his hats, I think.
We're only a week out, dude, and it's just setting in, dude.
Yeah, just setting in. Also in studio, we have the great Sex Pistols Swindle. How you guys doing?
Hello.
Great. How you guys doing?
All right.
Very good.
Looking good. You guys are looking good. People usually, I feel like, dress down to come see us.
They look the part.
Yeah.
They look the part.
For sure.
Oh, this is the main event.
That's right. That's right. So next Wednesday, the 24th, big event at Herman's Hideaway. We got not only a Sex Pistols cover band, but we have a Devo cover band, tribute band.
Oh, Jocko Homo, those guys are great.
Yeah,
so,
those guys are great.
What a fun night, dude.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hell of a night.
Hell yeah.
So first of all, let's get a little background on how you guys fell in love with the Pistols, I guess, and led you to this point.
Back in like the 80s, I saw a very scary man's face on MTV once. He was talking about torture, and I'm not sure what happened. I must have been traumatized, but his image stuck in my head. 10 years later or so, at a karaoke bar, somebody did the same song. It was Rise by Public Image Limited, not the Sex Pistols, but Johnny Rotten or John Lydon has really just kind of captured my attention. On the side of the Sex Pistols stuff, I do a Depeche Mode tribute, and it's an entirely different energy. It's very subdued and not animated at all, and I just wanted a chance to get up and scream my head off and have an entirely different kind of energy on stage.
Okay.
So it's a catharsis of sorts.
So why the Sex Pistols instead of the Clash?
You just offended. That's a valid fucking question.
Don't want to denigrate the Clash, but I don't know. They just never seemed as dangerous.
Yeah, I agree.
They were
with
more
that.
political.
Mm-hmm. Good point. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So did you guys grow up on punk rock?
A little bit of everything.
Yeah.
That was probably the most annoying thing in middle school that I could do. You know, hanging out with the wrong crowd.
Yeah.
And I come from Southern Illinois, so you can imagine how that went over. So
Yeah. They're not. You start hanging around with the guys with this kind of hair. You know?
That's why I got into metal, dude. I feel the same sort of thing. Because I could crank it really loud.
And antagonize people.
Yeah, well, that's
like
it's 90% of it there.
So the show. What can we expect next week? You guys got any tricks up your sleeve?
We've got a couple new songs since our last performance. So we played at Tennyson's Tap back a month or so ago. And so we've added some new songs to the set.
Okay.
We've actually got kind of a secret surprise that we don't want to spoil, but
all right.
Do yourselves a favor and make it.
It's worth hanging out for.
Yeah.
Where are you from, man?
Well, I was born in Detroit, grew up in Miami, lived in New York, and then Los Angeles. Okay. Now I'm here. My favorite place of all.
You've got an accent that sounds like a lot of different cultures. Certainly not a Denver accent.
World citizen.
Yeah, a world citizen. Right on.
Cool. In Chicago. Where are the other two guys? Is there two other guys, right?
Yeah, Nad, or bass player, and Woody, the drummer. So.
And where are they from? Are they from different parts of the country as well?
I don't know. See, that's the thing. We're still getting to know each other.
Oh, that's cool.
How long has this been going on for? 6 months, maybe?
Yeah.
August,
yeah.
How'd you guys find each other?
Craigslist.
Yeah, I was going to guess that. Right on.
Actually, a funny story. The bass player, who resembles Sydney quite a bit, found me at a club. We actually worked together, but then we bumped into each other at a club, and he didn't recognize me because my fucking hair. And he said, "You got to start doing some John Lydon impersonations." And I'm like, "Well, you got to start a band with me. You're the Sid. So we Craigslisted and found the guitarist and the drummer, and pretty good fits. So
Cool.
It's happening.
Perfect.
How cool.
I'm always curious with tribute bands. How do you get into the act? Like, what gets you guys in character before the show?
I'm constantly in character. I don't know when to turn it
I kind
off.
of guessed that about
My
you,
girlfriend's about to
but
leave
I felt
me.
like I had to ask anyways.
I do a lot of homework. I do a lot of research. Johnny Rotten's constantly playing in the background at my house. I've got him on YouTube or some DVDs I bought, and then I kind of walk around trying to piss people off, really. So
Yeah.
it's in my nature.
Hey,
but
where else have you guys played?
Tennyson's Tap is the only other joint we've played at.
Okay.
Good spot. But yeah, I was just feeling like I really want to. I'm missing that energy. I haven't been to enough local bands, and I haven't seen enough really vibrant, active shows where the frontman's in your face, screaming his head off, and
Yeah.
really confronting the
What's it
audience.
like 6 months later to watch him fucking just going crazy?
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
I mean, he brought it the first time we got together in rehearsal, and Sid, our Sid impersonator, the same way. When Nad walked into that first show we did, and the hair, the leather jacket, and everything, I was giggling, but it was because it was so good.
That's awesome.
that's
I mean,
awesome.
do you feel like these days when you see a rock band that has like a catastrophic ending or a very public kind of fall apart in a way like the Sex Pistols did, do you think it's played out now and it's an act, or do you, because it seems to me like a lot of this stuff in rock and roll that you saw back in the 70s and the 80s, and even a lot of the punk bands from the early 90s, that shit's already happened. And it seems in a lot of ways like some of the bands that are doing well now, some of these indie rock and lighter alternative bands, if they were to try to, if something like that, if they were to have a Sex Pistols type ending, it would just be fucking not fitting at all.
Right.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, it was definitely a time period there, a context.
Yeah.
So.
And we have some sense that was partially, composed and orchestrated too.
And I wouldn't doubt that at all. But it fit them. Like
Yes,
there's not
good
a
point.
single day that it wasn't appropriate. Nothing that the Sex Pistols did was inappropriate for the Sex Pistols.
At
right?
the time, yeah.
At the
The
time.
zeitgeist,
Yeah,
yeah.
at the time.
But once again, that context is something we've tried to be mindful of, because some of the things, like there's songs like Belson Was a Gas and the swastika imagery, and you got to be careful with that.
Yeah.
So there's some things, we don't necessarily need
people
to
are
do that.
sensitive.
Well, they wouldn't get the context of it. So all you're doing is
And those confrontations have already happened, We don't need to
Yeah.
indulge in those. But as far as loud music, screaming people, guitars way too loud, that's definitely what we're delivering. So.
Cool.
Right on. Well, is there a place where we can go check you guys out online? Do you have anything recorded?
Yes, we've got a YouTube channel that is just called simply The Swindle on YouTube. Should be easy enough to find. Then the Facebook page is The Great Sex Pistols Swindle. And that's harder to spell and harder to remember, but that's where to look.
Got it. The
Right
great
on.
Sex Pistols Swindle.
Right.
See, I got it, dude. Stoner memory. Right on.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Well, you saw him here first. Chris, do we have a way to pull him up?
I got their Facebook right here.
All right.
Yeah, if you can put on a vid, pick your favorite and watch it for a minute.
There you go.
Pretty cool.
Well, that's them. You can catch them again next Wednesday here at Herman's Hideaway. Great Sex Pistol Swindle. Also, Jocko Homo, a Devo tribute band. We Are Not Man. We also have a couple other bands on the bill. It's going to be a great show. Hit up any of the bands for coupon tickets or visit hermanshideaway.com. You can get your tickets there. Thank you guys so much for coming in tonight.
Thanks for having us.
Sure.
thank you
All right.
guys.
We'll see you guys in a few. This is World Viral.
get reminded of. I used to run from love. Baby, 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 oh baby. Then you show right on up. Must be from up above. Now we'll never be alone. Big as our love has grown. More than we've